So here is what we know about this missing nuclear scientist, Melissa Casas. Her husband literally dropped her off at the Los Alamos lab for work. Then she claims she has to go back home because she lost or forgot her security badge. And of course, absolutely nobody knows what happened to her after that. Now, this is garnering a massive amount of national attention because, as it turns out, this isn't just a random tragedy. This is just one in a dozen or so bizarre disappearances. We are talking about top-tier scientists, all tied to highly classified, top-secret government programs like UFOs and nuclear weaponry. They have all either mysteriously gone missing or turned up dead. Worse yet, the feds don't even know if these cases are linked by some sinister plot or if it's just a statistical anomaly. A lot of people are asking tough questions right now, including the president, who just directed the government to launch a full investigation, calling it pretty serious stuff. Tonight, Casas' family released a statement saying it's a lot to process, their hearts are heavy, but they fully intend to keep pursuing answers for justice. Meanwhile, the search for the other missing scientists continues. It's a completely crazy, highly mysterious story. But while the desert remains full of secrets, America is turning 250. And President Trump wants the place looking good so everyone can come and party in the Capitol. Remember what Washington, D.C. used to look like just a couple of years ago? You'd walk down the street and see the classic fentanyl fold, people doing the downward dog on the sidewalk. Now, namaste. Listen to the beautiful, peaceful sounds of Union Station. Trump sent the homeless packing, washed the graffiti off, and what's left is sparkling clean marble. Even the local residents can't believe their eyes. One local guy from the area said, "I've never seen it like this. The sky is so blue it's bouncing off the white marble. I've never seen the marble this clean before." Everybody is out there enjoying it. A year ago, Trump said he was going to clean up D.C., and he did. You got to give the man credit. He does have a vision when it comes to making things in America look pretty. And Trump isn't just playing janitor in chief, he's building. He's out there designing a massive, beautiful glass tunnel that leads directly into a brand new, spectacular White House ballroom. He's having a blast doing it, calling it the greatest facility of its kind ever built. And frankly, if you're the greatest country in the world, you need a capital city that matches that greatness. But to the unhinged Democrats, if Trump built it, they have to break it. Activists are already out there looking for radical left-wing candidates who will run on a platform of tear every single bit of it down on day one. They literally want to live stream themselves having a rave while they sand down the Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool and rip out the Oval Office decor. What are they going to do when they get back in? Make D.C. dirty again? Liquidate the cash from the Trump baby accounts? They're already trying to sabotage the big Freedom 250 anniversary concert. A bunch of woke musicians started dropping out, so Trump just said, "Fine, I'll do a massive rally instead." And at his last event, New York Giants quarterback Jackson Dart actually brought Trump out on stage, pumped up the crowd, and introduced the president. Naturally, the media elite couldn't stand it. Joy Reid was completely repulsed, calling Dart an idiot and asking if English was even his first language. She claimed Donald Trump isn't an American president, but a wannabe king. See, the Democrats love to preach about having a conversation and listening to different perspectives. Until you happen to like Donald Trump, then you're a fascist and you need to get lost. They never practice what they preach. But Jackson Dart isn't saying sorry. When the press vultures swarmed him, asking if he made a mistake, he stood firm, saying he gave his statement and everyone needs to respect it. He didn't want to get political. He just couldn't say no to introducing the President of the United States. And other NFL players get it. They know the locker room is filled with guys from different backgrounds, different political views, and different religions. But they still work together to win. It's a lot like the U.S. military. And when it comes to celebrating America's 250th birthday, what does it matter who the president is? We aren't celebrating a politician. We're celebrating the country. If the president wants to build big, beautiful things and keep our cities clean, who cares what party he's from? I don't ask my cleaning lady who she voted for before she scrubs the floors. The left-wing media is just radiating forced hysteria because they want to be angry. They want to be upset. It's textbook Trump derangement syndrome. These podcasters and media talking heads want to find a reason to complain, so they dig and dig. If a president actually cares about making American cities safe and clean, whether it's D.C., Memphis, or Minneapolis, the left gets mad because they don't want either. But the silent majority spoke, and they are loving the results. Even coastal liberals are secretly excited to see clear blue water in city fountains for the first time in 2 decades. The water looks so clean, I don't even want to throw a penny in and ruin it. Meanwhile, back in California, the absolute clown car is racing toward the finish line. Billionaire climate fanatic Tom Steyer is out there spending a mind-boggling $220 million of his own money trying to literally buy the governor's race, all while campaigning on an anti-billionaire platform. You can't make this stuff up. And Mr. Moneybags has absolutely zero answers for the state's nightmarish fiscal collapse. A victory for Steyer or Javier Becerra, Joe Biden's useless health secretary who Joe can't even remember the name of, will only accelerate the massive exodus of wealth and businesses from California. The numbers don't lie. While states like Texas and South Carolina are absolutely booming, more than 1 million residents have hightailed it out of California over the past 4 years. Take a bow, Gavin Newsom. What a spectacular track record. Unless voters are totally fine with this miserable state of affairs, Steve Hilton is obviously the only sane choice on the ballot. And the exact same logic applies to the Los Angeles mayoral race, where the incumbent train wreck, Karen Bass, is neck and neck with Republican Spencer Pratt. Crime is the top issue, and even the Hollywood entertainment industry is finally waking up. Entourage creator Doug Ellen posted a furious video saying that 5 years ago, he never locked his doors, but recently 2 criminals invaded his house. He said the city has completely collapsed in the last 5 years, and there is no denying it. The liberals love to complain that Spencer Pratt has no traditional political experience. Okay, but what experience did Karen Bass have? Burning the city down? Pratt is leading among Hispanic voters because they are hardworking entrepreneurs who didn't move to LA just to watch it turn into a third world dumping ground. And how do the Democrats defend Karen Bass's horrific record on handling the city's crises and fires? They actually tried to blame Donald Trump. They claim the federal government owes California $50 billion and is punishing the state. Give me a break. The people punishing California are the Democrats, who have been running it into the ground for decades. Voters finally have the opportunity to say no more to the woke nonsense and bring back common sense. You don't have to live in a state where ballot drop boxes are being caught on fire and bodies are being discovered in caves behind homeless shelters. You can have a functioning society again, where criminals are punished, businesses are welcomed, and fraud is rooted out. The majority is ready for change. We've had enough of the crime, the chaos, the taxes, and the sanctuary city madness. It's do or die, folks. Get out there and vote. Exactly. It is completely heartbreaking to watch. A lot of folks out there want to just throw their hands up and say, let California go down the tubes. But our motto has always been no city, no state left behind. We have to invest in turning California around. Steve Hilton is out there on the ground fighting for it. Now look, there was another guy in the race who ran and gave it a good try, but it is highly unlikely he can pull off a win tomorrow. In these final hours, he really needs to do the right thing. Endorse Steve and tell all of his supporters to vote for him. I know he probably won't do it, and it's heartbreaking. But you know what's even more heartbreaking? Letting two Democrats advance to the general election in November because the common sense vote was split. That cannot happen. We can't give up on California. Our friend Charlie Kirk never gave up on it. He endorsed Steve on day one because he has a heart for California. A lot of conservative pundits and activists say, just move. It's too far gone. But it is always worth fighting for. To give you an idea of the stakes here, we just ran a report on the massive, bloated, bureaucratic nanny state government out there. The total economic cost of California's red tape is an astronomical $745 billion per year. Think about that. If we just got rid of that dead weight, which the governor has the absolute power to do, it would instantly leapfrog California to become the third biggest economy in the world, overtaking Germany. The opportunity for a booming, common-sense California is massive for the entire country. But instead, the Democrats are running guys like Javier Becerra, Joe Biden's useless health secretary, who took strong issue with Steve, pointing out the insanity of giving illegal aliens free health care. Becerra got up there and said, he looks at them as people without documents. I look at them as hard workers. I want you to have health care. Oh, okay. So I guess Americans are just lazy? I guess Americans never built houses or worked in factories before the influx of millions of illegal immigrants? According to the Democrats, Americans never did anything before, apparently. What an absolute joke. And by the way, Steve Hilton is actually a legal immigrant himself. He's the candidate for the legal immigrant community. But Becerra is just spouting that incredibly elitist, patronizing Democrat view we heard from Nancy Pelosi years ago. Who's going to pick our crops? It is totally outrageous to make that argument when California currently has the highest unemployment rate in the country and a historically low labor force participation rate. There are 4 to 5 million working age adults in California who are not working because the government is literally paying them to stay home. Before we start importing millions of illegal immigrants and handing them $20 billion a year in free health care, while citizens struggle to afford their own medical bills, how about we get our own people back to work? It's all about common sense. We do not need millions of people crossing the border to take American jobs. Tomorrow, California has a chance to take a stand and save itself. Get out and vote. Meanwhile, let's check in on the East Coast, where left-wing urban insurgents have been causing absolute chaos outside a New Jersey ICE detention facility. After days of vile, lawless behavior outside Delaney Hall, the city of Newark is finally taking the bold action of imposing a 9 p.m. curfew tonight. Oh, good. Over the weekend, hordes of these progressive agitators showed up in full costume, wearing helmets, gas masks, and carrying shields, while others set off fireworks and literally threw rocks at the police. And how does the boss lady, Governor Mikey Sherrill, try to avoid blame here? She gets on television and says, "We know people from outside the state have been escalating the protests. 5 of the 6 people arrested were from out of state. You should not be here." Oh, that's real tough, Governor. So out-of-state agitators shouldn't be there, but the illegal immigrants inside the detention facility should be? Sherrill has only been in office for what, 6 months? And she's already competing with Kathy Hochul, J.B. Pritzker, and Gavin Newsom